Hi, you guys. Welcome back to my channel. Today, we're going to be talking about the Arbonne convention. I think I covered the Monat one several years in a row, but I usually miss them because I don't have them on my calendar. So if you happen to know like when these events happen, I feel like a lot of times I just get lucky and happen to notice that these conventions are going on. So if you guys know when some are going on and you want me to cover them, please let me know. You can DM me, you can email me, you can leave it in the comments. Thank you, please. So this year, the Arbonne Huns went to Vegas. When I went to the conference for the MLM that I was in, it was fun in the way that I got to see the girls on my team who maybe I'd never met in real life and hang out with them, see what they're really like. And that was great. And of course, all of the goings on at the actual event, which was fun at the time, I think, minus all the negatives. There was some fun. And so I can understand, really, I can, where these girls are coming from. They're excited to be there and whatever. But really, I think when you break it down, biggest takeaway from these events, even on the positive side, it's not stuff that's going to really go back in your business as an income producing activity because going to conference actually costs money. Getting there costs money, a place to stay costs money, travel, like driving around the town, that costs money. Any other stuff you decide to do costs money. If you're not a high ranking Hun, maybe it won't cost as much because the company may or may not put you up somewhere, take care of your food, or they might take care of some of your travel expenses. They might. But for most of the people going, they will not be doing that. But let's hear from the Huns themselves. Okay, now this gal pal, she is at the registration area, and so that she's going to show you kind of how it looks like. And I'm only going to do like a tiny amount of pixelation, not because I want you guys go find these people. Don't ever find these people and go engage with them or harass them or get sassy with them, please. That is not what any of my commentary on here is about. So I don't condone that. Shame on you if you've ever done that. We're going to get a look here at what the situation looks like. And I do remember this being one of the more exciting parts. That's like the anticipation of getting into the conference. So she has some audio. I'm not going to play that. Registration for us early birds. When you're a VP, Arbonne has a special VP cocktail reception before the conference starts tomorrow. What was the book called? Oh, okay, there it is. Hey Hun by Emily Lynn Paulson. I listened to the audio version. She is on Instagram. I don't think she's doing a lot of social media presence right now. If I remember correctly, she's kind of taking a bit of a step back right now, and I totally understand that. But one thing I remember her talking about was the alcohol when you're at these conventions for these MLMs. And when I went to mine, there was not a huge emphasis on alcohol. I think I had 2 drinks the entire time I was there. It wasn't that exciting. Nobody wanted to get schwasty. Again, maybe it's because this one was like a more Christian-based MLM. It was very rare to hear of anybody getting sloppy wasted at a conference or posting about like getting wasty pants or not conservatively sipping some drinks, like very, very casual, very not elegant, but in a classy way. That would have never flown when I was in the MLM that I know of. So I thought it was interesting the imagery of alcohol that goes on in this company, apparently, at their convention and at the Monet convention. I think it's really interesting because that's not how we functioned in the company I was in. It's such a stark difference, and it's probably a lot more fun in these companies. Not that I think they should do it, but I want to acknowledge the positives that some people do experience in this company. Not that I support anybody getting wasty all the time or having a drinking problem, but it can be fun in moderation, obviously. What posts and captions like this are intended to do is to give the people who are not there a sense of FOMO, the fear of missing out. You don't know what that means because you weren't in MLM like I was, wasting your life away. Why why did I get this to play with? The toe spacers. They're so good for my feet. It feels so good. And then this is from my charger. That's what I'm going to film. That's what I'm going to fidget with while I talk to you because I always need something to fidget with. But what these are designed to do is show the fear of missing out because you're not at a convention, but you do get to see what it looks like, but nothing compares to the experience, and everybody knows that. And also the exclusivity of holding one of these higher ranks or rank at all in one of these companies. So it makes you feel like you're missing out because you aren't at that rank and you wish you were, obviously, even though none of these ranks are exactly what they seem to be, because I don't feel, based on my experience and what I've seen through publicly available content, is that none of these Huns are being as transparent as I would like them to be online about their business. I don't think you can ever really be transparent enough and get people to join these businesses. And, maybe that's why they don't do that. But also, I think it would be a very important step of informed consent when you're signing up for these companies. And it kind of gets lost right in the beginning as you might be watching one of these Huns posting on their stories about this event. Oh, you get a cocktail hour before the registration? How exclusive. How fun. You can also just take yourself to Chili's. They used to have $1 margaritas. Okay, and then it looks like a full-size product. So this is, oh yeah, this is the new flavor of their fizz. Arbonne is big on their fizz sticks. And I hope that they didn't have to pay for this. I hope that this was free or included in the cost of the tickets to be here. Okay, you get a bag. You get your tag. Okay, and what's interesting is I didn't see any of these Huns with the excessively long lanyards with the little tags on them with the name ranks and fake accomplishments. Like they're accomplishments only in the sense that they relate to the MLM. I have yet to see a real accomplishment that goes on these lanyards that is a real tool you can actually take, put on a resume, mention a job interview at your next place after MLM. So I'm not really sure why we're proud of that at all. Yeah, but they did not have tons and tons of little smaller ribbons to put on there. These were very controlled and concise, which I think is what all these companies should be doing if they don't feel like putting these lanyards together for these ladies. Why do you have to do it yourself? It's giving laziness. When I see other companies do that, like Monat, it gives laziness. It gives they're doing the absolute least and making it look like they gave an abundance of opportunity when it doesn't seem like they did to me. Okay, so now she's going to try the new flavor.
Okay, here we go. We're going to pour some sparkling water.
Oh, so it's a fizzy stick and you're using sparkling water. That is a scary combination from someone who rarely drinks pop. And yes, it is pop. Live a little. Soda, what is your life about? Pop. It's so much more fun. It's a realistic name because that's what the bubbles do. Okay. So you're using a fizzy water and then you're putting the fizz in it. That just sounds like an explosion in my face, and it doesn't sound like a good time to. I think it looks nasty. I think it looks nasty just the way they leave it sitting on top, and they only mix it a little bit. Why is that? It looks putrid. It's giving rotten. It's giving rotting mushroom. It's giving mold, I feel. You might see this and say, I want to try that. And I would urge you to read the ingredients, especially if you're like, oh my God, I need this, and you really feel like this is gonna be the product that changes your life. I urge you just to wait. Because I also, not with MLMs, I don't get that feeling. But with other products, I might feel like, oh my God, this is the thing I need, and then I need to have it right now. And sometimes I let myself do it. Not gonna lie. And sometimes I'm like, let me wait because I might just be caught up in the marketing. I might just be caught up in someone I trust mentioned this product and I think, yes, this is gonna be the one. And actually, I need to wait until that feeling subsides. And if I still feel that way later, then I will consider it once again. And I think you should do the same thing, if not with heavier scrutiny when it comes to MLMs, because of the amount of money you're going to spend for the amount of product. And a lot of times, I don't think that those two things are rational enough. The price supersedes the amount you're getting and or the quality for the things that I'm looking for in products. I'm not looking to beef up an MLM CEO's paycheck, and I'm not looking to participate in a monetarily beneficial way an MLM in an inherently flawed system. I don't want anything to do with that. I'm going to talk while she's opening this. Who cares? So oh, the packaging. I don't feel like it's anything special. I would not turn my head at that. It looks like it's just going to blow over. This is the best. It's So good. I feel like a lot of times when in a lot of these videos, I know I'm gonna have them blurred out, but I'm gonna tell you kind of like the vibe I'm getting from their reactions, especially their facial expressions. It's giving not like frozen Botox face. And I'm not saying that in a derogatory way, but if Botox stops the movement of your muscles or hinders it, I guess. And so it kind of gives that. So they're trying to act like, oh my God, this is the best. And I have a resting bitch face all the time. I might think I'm being very expressive and I'm not, or I look like I'm having the opposite emotion. So I'm not trying to hate there. But when you're trying to like sell something, especially in MLMs, I'm like, you're not really giving what you think you're giving. It's kind of just like, wow, it's so good. It's so good. And I'm not buying it. Because if it was, this is the best, I would expect something a little bit more expressive, even if it's fake, like just more energy. This, even if it wasn't an MLM, wouldn't make me want to buy it. This is her face when she's saying it. This is my interpretation for you. This is the straw, and she's going like this. Wow, it's so yummy, bitch. That's what it looks like. That's just the face. I could be completely wrong. She could think this is the best thing ever to come from this company. It's not what her face is giving in my interpretation, though. And then there's this girl who I'm like, okay, she's either a really good actor or she genuinely does think it tastes good for whatever reason. Okay, and now she is showing the shopping area where you can buy things with the company's name on it. I know not all companies give their merch away to employees for free, but it would be really hard for me to actually rationalize spending money on merch from the company I work for. Why am I not getting that for free? Um, like you can go to a trade show and you get for free. The company might send you there. You get so much shit for free with random company names all over. I have a bunch of little, I don't have them on me, oh, because they're in my car, but they little hand sanitizers with like multiple different company names on each and every one for free. Why are these Huns having to pay for this? Like, if you want these Huns to be doing marketing, I feel like they deserve so much free stuff, free merch. I don't think they should have to pay for it because they're already paying for the product every month. The website fees, the renewal fee after a year, if the company has that, anything extra, events like this, they pay enough and don't get enough back to rationalize it. I would say in most cases when looking at the data that comes out of these MLMs. Okay, we've got like cooking ware. You don't need Arbonne cookware. Who needs that? And what does that have to do with anything? $28 for a set of silicone cooking utensils. No thanks. I personally am a stainless steel person. It's very loud and I really hate that. But I'm a stainless steel person, so I wouldn't have use for these. And $28 seems a bit crazy to me for something you can go get cheaper at Walmart right now. It looks like there's some bags, maybe like some sort of tote bag situation. They're huge. There's some clothes in the back and there's some other boxes. I'm not sure what those are yet. Oh, and what was that? $22 for 22.50 for a tote bag? You gotta be out of your damn mind. Here we go. All right, let's get into some more of the meat and potatoes. I think I missed the first day of the event. So if you want to fill in any gaps, please DM that to me on Instagram and let me know what was going on, a picture of it. Anything that helps me like verify that it's true would be really helpful too, because sometimes you guys might send me stuff and I'm like, I can't just take things as true. Um, Not because I don't believe you, but because the accountability and liability will be on me for voicing it on my channel. So I am trying to do better because you guys were like, Melanie, you could do a bit more research. You could provide a little bit more evidence. And I was like, you're absolutely correct. And I want to do that when and where I can. So if you guys are sending me stuff, please help you, help me, help each other, help the world, help everybody who might watch my videos. Not that the world is watching mine, but you get the idea. Do better and have more information out there for people to work with. So this says, get your questions answered. It's worth it. Why Arbonne? Why now? Something big is coming. It's never anything big. What goes on, the big things that are coming in MLMs is they open in new locations. like a disease spreading over the water. They launch new products, or they fuck up the compensation plan and spin it like it's a blessing for you. What else might they do? Oh, launch a cosmetics line with a shitty shamed range. Things like that. It's usually nothing jaw dropping unless you're in the company. It's really just echoes of the same things with minor changes, and they feed it back to you and expect you to be as stupid as they think you are because you've either brainwashed yourself or been brainwashed by like the goings on that happen in MLM. And they expect you to just eat that shit up and not question it and say thank you. Okay, there we go. 17 new products launching on June 12th. So it's probably a couple weeks after this that you're seeing my video. Sorry, in the middle of getting my degree, honey. Oh, and then you can tap on her link to stay in the loop. How many people actually tapped that genuinely needed to stay in the loop about Arbonne products? Okay, here's some of the signage they have, because these companies have to make you feel like they're giving you something when really you're paying for everything or next to everything, and you're supposed to be grateful. So they give you a backdrop, because another thing that these companies, I wouldn't say they're good for, because I don't think it's good to be a participant in an MLM, but they give you backdrops for your pictures, because these events are massive photo op opportunities for your social media feed, because you need to give everyone, even people who said they're not interested in your business, the feeling of FOMO, because look how much fun we're having being on our phones all the time, taking pictures, acting like we're working. Maybe we're actually working, editing captions, all of that. Nothing sounds worse to me than going back to that. I am the person who, not like I'm an old soul or whatever, I think I just more didn't give a fuck and wanted to detach from all of the shit. I wasn't even gonna have a phone. I plugged in, my charger was wet, and I thought it would be fine. It was slightly damp. I plugged it into my phone died, and it never turned back on. The only reason I got a new phone was because I joined an MLM. Otherwise, I would not have had a phone, and I don't know how long I would have gone without a phone. I might have had one that was just like an old phone for Wi-Fi only. I just don't like the whole attitude of somebody sent me a text, so now I need to reply. Someone DM'd me on Instagram, so now I need to reply right then. And because when you're in an MLM, that is the attitude, and I hated it and tried to fight it the entire time. I don't like that entitlement that people feel to other people's time because you communicated something to them right away. That's not an emergency. I just don't like that. And of course, like social media, I wasn't really big on social media until this business. And now, when's the last time I posted? Let's actually look. Oh, September of last year. MLM Melanie would be floored, mortified. What about my social media presence? My following on Instagram has gone down. God bless. Because it's mostly people who were from the MLM days, like the follow and unfollow, or you follow people from some app or whatever until Instagram shut that down. It's so annoying. So I probably know like 3 of those people. Anyways, Jesus. So live life by design. This is so the Huns can feel like their money went somewhere. I feel like. So they can take a picture of it. Live life by design. Life by design. I think I made a post back in the day, and I was like expressing gratitude to the MLM I was in, like body by the company that I was in. Cringe fest. Actually was just naturally skinny and didn't understand the world of food yet. They had a wannabe Stargate set up, but they put the Stargates all next to each other. That's not how that works. Oops. Stargate Atlantis was the elite season. All the others I feel like were too like macho man and not funny. To each their own. Don't come for me. That's just how I feel about it. Okay. And then everybody got to take pictures walking through it. And what's more fun than that? Nothing like tuning into our Tuesday team Zoom poolside. I am so proud of my leaders. They lead so loud and truly the most empowering leaders. With you should tag someone. You're amazing, sis. Looking back, the times I set aside doing whatever family thing that was going on, friend or family thing that was going on, because I had to work my business. You want to understand, I have to sacrifice. I have to hustle now for this team call that's going to pay me nothing, and it's really repetitive. I heard all this before, or I could come up with it in my own head. or just YouTube some other company's team call, and it's generally the same shit, okay, with different faces. She's sitting here with, I'm assuming, a child on her lap, doing the Zoom, not in the hot tub, not really participating because she's doing this team call. I'm gonna guess she's also probably not gonna speak on it because she's there, unless they're gonna make it, look, I'm working my business, and look at me, I'm working my business anywhere. I can take this business wherever I want. You see, I'm at the pool. I'm at the pool, and I'm getting on my team call because I actually can't take time off. I actually can't enjoy the time with the people I'm with because I have to prove that I can enjoy the time with the people I'm with in real life, but then I have to jump on a team call and then I have to post about it. But time freedom, right? Okay, and then here's the girls walking through the portal. Where are the conspiracy queens? Where are they? You don't know you're walking through like a portal? You don't feel that? Okay. Okay, then they had a little photo booth, a little Arbonne photo booth where you can go. For what? It's so bizarre.
Okay, so we are at the airport going through TSA, and I got stopped by TSA because of the none other feel fit. They must think I look like a drug mule or something with all this powder that I'm carrying because they literally, TSA stopped me to check and test my feel fit powder. So, cheers to Vegas, baby.
She's really young, so I'm gonna try to give her some leeway there. That sounds like something a young person would say. Just to keep it entertaining, or it never fucking happened. That's how I feel about it. You should know bringing a jar of stuff like that probably is going to be looked at by TSA. Why wouldn't they? They're just doing their job. They might have literally thought, oh, it's some MLM chick because that's what's going on, and there's dozens of y'all flying in, and that's just all it is, but they have to do their job and check. Oh, and then God bless Arbonne because she got paid. When you guys get paid, do you make a post about it and be like, my job paid for my dinner tonight? No, it's weird. It's weird because you lose touch with that sense of reality when you're in an MLM because now you think it's normal to post about this because this isn't your regular job. So you think that this is making some sort of statement when really it's just strange. Imagine if YouTubers posted when they get their paycheck, thanks YouTube for, or thanks AdSense, or thanks Alphabet for paying for my dinner. That would be strange because I would just thank myself, if anyone, for putting in the work. I wouldn't make a post about it, about them giving me my fucking money. That's weird. And I don't think MLMs give these people enough money. And she's using her MLM Visa card. So in my company, they loaded your commissions onto that card, but you had to transfer it yourself. So it was like an extra step, which was kind of annoying. But then you got to take pictures with it. Use another photo op for you. How many women can find their shade here? Remember when I mentioned sad range of shades? This company, I guess, wanted to add themselves to that mix. So you have, oh, one person with a deeper skin tone can find their shade here. That's right. And then we have one shade that's slightly lighter. Actually, Melanie, it's worse than that. So the Natural Glow Foundation is available in 8 shades. Pathetic. And then their sheer coverage skin tint is available in 4 shades. 4 shades. I rest my case. I could be completely wrong here, but what I'm seeing here from the shades, I'm not impressed. And I'm actually a little concerned why they are so far behind in 2025. Not that it should have ever been an issue, ever. But why is it still an issue now? This is some more girlies with the bags when you check in and the exclusive blueberry flavor fizzy sticks. Oh, RVPQ, here we come. Stickies are up, so we still got work to do. And I found out that the idea with the sticky notes is there are some sort of steps to reaching your rank. So you take the sticky notes off as you go. That's what that was for. Okay, here we go. Everyone's bragging about getting paid, even though They can never get paid enough in an MLM. Oh, and getting paid at the same time. You know, my company did that too when I was in. They're certainly not my company now. Disowned. But when I was at the conference, we got one of our paychecks. And I was like, oh my God, this is just so amazing. We're getting paid while we're at this event. Do you think that was an accident? Did it just so happen that you got paid? You know, if you took yourself on a cruise and you got paid from your job because it's the Friday you usually get paid, are you gonna make a post? Thank you for whatever company you work for and make a post. Thank you for allowing me the freedom to go. No, that would be weird. That would be weird. And it's weird in MLM, but MLMs, the people in MLMs dismiss it. They kind of distance themselves from that fact that it's very socially weird and and you are completely unaware of it when you were in MLM, how weird it is, because case in point, several of these huns made posts like this. Wow, we got paid at our work retreat, like that fucking means something. Imagine chilling by the pool with your besties, sipping cocktails, and getting to call this work. That's not the work. The photo ops are the volunteer work that you're doing because it's not paid labor. You don't get paid for your labor. You get paid when you make a sale, and all the work you do, the volunteering you do for this MLM's marketing campaign, that's what you're doing. Volunteer work for a marketing campaign. And you're doing it for free with a smile on your face and saying thank you when they throw you some pennies, some spare change when you make a sale, or you recruit someone and they make a sale. Here's some more nasty pictures of the fizz. I might just put these up throughout the video because there's so many. And I was like, did they ever have to convince themselves that this looked good? Or did they, when they tried it for the first time, were like, mm. You know what I mean? Like when you see when you see this, it's so gross. Arbonne is best. No lies detected. Best for what? Do you guys remember it? I don't even know if I still have it up. There was one of the videos, and it was probably just like a glob of companies that I was talking about. And Arbonne had a picture, like when the electric pictures in some city, and they pay for that. They pay for their ad to be there. But they don't pay you when you make an ad on your social media and exploit the people you know in real life. They don't pay you for that. But they'll gladly pay for an electric sign in the city, but not you. Isn't that interesting? But they're the best, right? Shitty range of skin tones in their product that we just saw, but they're the best. The best for who? Exactly. Oh, here's another backdrop for them to take photos by. And these girls are super cute. I understand the fun of making content, if that's fun for you, making short form content and posts. And I'm not here to take away from the looks. These girlies at these events really they do it up big. They get really pretty dresses, pretty outfits, they do hair and makeup. Some people pay to have their hair and makeup done, and I think that's great. And I never want to take away from the fun girly aspect of it. I just hate seeing women use all of this stuff for an MLM that does not care about them and does not financially benefit them enough for all of that amazingness they're putting into it. Okay, and it looks like they also put more signs up on the window. They don't want you to leave. They don't want you to see outside. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. That can't be what they're thinking of. They're just having, their posters and pictures up everywhere, I'm sure. Okay, but they have more signs up, and I don't know if people are taking pictures by this because you don't want the light behind you. Every MLM queen knows that. So I'm only including this just to prove a point that when I was in my company, I thought calling ourselves lifers was original. It probably wasn't, because the Monat girlie said that, and there was a mass exodus after mass exodus. And then here these gal pals are smiling. Lifers, we'll see about that. There's actually no reason, unless maybe if you're on corporate staff, to be loyal to an MLM. And I'm going to leave you here with that to stew in, because I've already been yapping for 50 minutes, 52 to be exact. And I'm going to leave you here with that. Uh, if you like this video, give a little likesy poo. If you have some tea that you want to make sure I'm seeing, please give me contacts. Please give me screenshots. I'm not going to go DM the people you're talking to me about, and I'm not going to show their their face if they're like an MLMer. And I'm not, and give it a likesy poo. Share it with your besties if you feel like they need to see it. Thank you guys again, and I will see you in the next one.